we're talking about Columbus Day, Dia de la Raza. That's how I knew it. It's called in many crazy ways, and right now in Venezuela it's called Dia de la Resistencia Indígena, Indigenous Resistance Day, which that stupid things that people have named Columbus Day. And I really hadn't paid attention. I don't know if this happened in other years, but I couldn't believe that I saw today Kamala Harris speaking like, okay, we need to change the name of this. I'm going to put this just so you can hear this.
It is an honor, of course, to be with you this week as we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day.
Indigenous Peoples Day. Indigenous Peoples Day. I try to not puke a bit in my mouth. It's rather difficult to do it, because that's the kind of thing that's the kind of pandering that you need these days. Not focus in present day affairs, but let's go back like 500 years ago, and that was a massacre. Someone has to apologize. You might have seen the president of Mexico demanding that Spain apologizes for what they did. And I don't know. I understand. I understand that was not the easiest way, but there was so many human sacrifices in all the American continent back then. And it was nice. Let's continue this. I'm rambling
as we speak truth about our nation's history. Since 1934, every October, the United States has recognized the voyage of the European explorers who first landed on the shores of the Americas.
She's quite good reading teleprompters, I have to say. Not as good as Obama, no, but she's good reading teleprompters.
But that is not the whole story. That has never been the whole story.
Why does she speak like it's a trailer for a movie? That was never the whole story. This is the story of Columbus Day.
Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations.
But that's how we have iPhones right now. That's the only reason we have iPhones right now.
Perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease.
Okay, let me know. There was no violence when they arrived in America. It was completely happy, joy, a paradise, and a non-violent utopia. Give me a break.
We must not shy away from this shameful past.
That is a problem. This is what these people, this is what Hugo Chavez did back then. This is what Nicolás Maduro does. This is what the president of Mexico is doing. It's like they cannot let go of the past. The past is long gone away. 500 years. You have to just let it go. But they can't, because they had the purpose of this, the purpose of the culture war, the purpose of the gender wars, the race wars, the everything wars, is to sow the seeds of division, any kind of division and hate. So there is constant infighting between people inside a nation. And between nations. This is something, it's insane. Again, there's so many things that should worry people. And these world leaders, quote unquote, are hell-bent and just focusing on things that were long past gone. What do you want? Do you want reparations as well for that? What are you going to do? What are you going to do about this? It's stupid. It's asinine. But that they do it to manipulate the masses. But I know that people that watch my videos and live streams, you are not the masses. And I wrote a manifesto today on X that I'm going to read at the end of this live stream, because I know that you have been radicalized the same as me, and I'm going to read that manifesto at the end of this live stream. But before we know that manipulation comes from dividing. You know that how they say divide and conquer. That is division. That's and making you feel like a victim. You are a victim. What? I mean, I was in elementary school. I was in elementary school. I think I was in, I don't know what, 3rd grade, 4th grade. I don't know. And I found out about the Dia de la Raza or whatever, October 12th. Columbus arrived, nice, and I saw these pictures and all this, how to say this? This story about what happened. And I said, all right, you have indigenous forces like we, Venezuelans, were the indigenous inhabitants of the country. And these people who knew how to navigate entire oceans and had gunpowder and all this metal armor and all that stuff, I was already rooting for the guys who could navigate oceans and had gunpowder already. I felt no shame whatsoever. It's like, yeah, go for it. Christianity, cool, go for it. That is nice. I wouldn't want to be wearing loincloths right now. No, I want the iPhones. I want the English attire. None of that would have been possible. Was it violent? Yes. Were there violence in America? Of course. This is just stupid. This is just to control the masses, to feel the masses feel like victims over and over again. Again, I want to talk about manipulation all the time. I want people to understand, how can you be so heartless? Grow up. It happened 500 years ago, and this is something that has happened in every single piece of land in the world for millennia. The strongest comes and conquers the weaker, and it's most probably that when the strongest comes, there are many weak tribes fighting each other, which was the case, not to mention what happened in the United States. Don't get me started with the United States. Happened a lot of times, and these people, I'm talking about you, this is what they want to do. This is what they want to do.
And we must shed light on it.
No.
And do everything we can.
No.
To address the impact of the past.
No, we don't care.
On Native communities today.
Well, I mean, it's baffling. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with this stuff. It's again a deja vu. It's saying there's so many things. We're catching rockets out of the sky, for God's sake. And you want to just focus on this